know what's going to happen the rest of this card, but I think that highlight, when people think of this event, is probably going to be what comes to their mind. Where does it rank for you in your career in terms of your finishes, do you think?
It's no, it's just another feather in the cap. For me, it was more so like redemption, and from what happened last time, and from a lot of people thinking that that this fight was going to go the whole other way, and I think just from my interviews from the last fight, how it showed how much frustration I had, and I had such a good camp the last fight, and how I felt, even though he took me down and yada yada yada, but I just felt like he had nothing for me, and for this fight to happen like that, this was no luck. This is like, I wish there was fucking cameras in the back of me warming up. These are the things that I work on. So, it's just, for me, it's just more like, I'm more happy in this moment just to show off the hard work that me and my team's been putting in. So that's where it's like at for me. Sup, Kogan?
And before the fight, we kind of had asked you, are you going to be afraid to throw elbows? I know that's a little bit of a different one there, but that's something you just said you were drilling. So did you see that opening from watching the tape on him, or was it just something that you were really good at?
No, well, it's just for me, or just for my team, it's just period. If you grab me, these are the tools that I have in my bag, and if you give me the opportunity, I'm gonna take it. And it's nothing to cut you. I'm not trying to cut you. I'm trying to do what I did tonight. Everything has bad intentions on it. So this is just a little part of me and a big part of my team.
You talked about the benefits to fighting more consistently, but now that you're racking up these wins, these
Pechanga. Why am I not on Pechanga? That's my backyard. Every time I fought there, it's been a crazy packed house. I only got a 7-day suspension. I'm pretty sure my team would love to get back in the gym. So, Pechanga.
Any names in mind?
Nope. I never have a name in mind. It's my thing is, Bellator calls me, they give me a name, I text back or say yes. That's the end of it. I don't need to call nobody out. I fought the best of the best. I'm not scared of nobody. I just take the fights. I don't need to do all the shit talking, all the call outs. At the end of the day, I'm just put my fucking head down, I grind it out, and I keep showing up. That's all I do. Lace these fucking boots and go to work. I don't need to do all the other shit that comes along with it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Right back here, Lorenz. How's it going? MMA Locker Room, part of Pub Sports Radio. I was able to speak to you before the fight. We were talking about you being one of the deadliest strikers out there in MMA. I think that just put an exclamation point on it. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm not even the type to be like, yeah, goddamn right. Nah. It's my body of work. I don't need to say it. I just look at my resume and I think I've been in this game, and I've been in this game strong. So, and I'm still going, and I'm not looking, I'm not aging out, if that makes sense. When I'm in there, I'm not looking like I'm 2 clicks behind these guys. So I'm fucking feeling like wine right now. Not no Moscato either. Some of that nasty dry shit that takes a long time to become good.
All right, let's put it
aging well.
And if we could put it in perspective too, you made your debut fighting for the title against Lima. Now, you're pretty much riding a 7-fight win streak. I know you always say you're not claiming for the title shot or anything, but who's out there better than you in your weight class?
I don't know, man. You're talking to an unranked fighter. I'm nobody. Who am I? 7 fights, supposed to be 8. Not ranked. I don't know, man. I don't even know if I can even ask to be. I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys know more than me. Oh, shit. I'm just up here, man, signing these contracts and taking these fights. That's all I can do. Can't control nothing else.
Lorenz, MMA Junkie Radio George. So, piggybacking off the last question, it has been since 2017 since you've lost. You're on an incredible streak. You often feel like you're overlooked, but at the same time, are you making it too easy for the promotion to overlook you by not calling someone out or not playing the game?
Yeah, for sure. I don't play the game. That's how I've been my whole life. I don't conform to that. My big thing about myself is, and I pride myself on, is I'm always willing to bet on myself, and I have to do what internally makes me good, and me going out there and doing some fucking antics, calling out shit and doing some shit that's out of my character, like I couldn't even go home and see the people that really know me and be like, oh bro, that was just for the TV. Like, I can't do that shit. So it's not built in me. I can't do it. So my thing is, yes, I get overlooked because I am quiet, at the end of the day. And I know that. But for me, after all this shit, I can always look back and be like, I've been 100 since the beginning. I've been the same since the beginning, never changed. Yes, I do understand the game, and I do understand that closed mouths don't get fed, but respect for me is everything. Everything. And I just can't do it. And yes, with the loud mouths and antics does bring money. It does. And it's sad to fucking say, and that's why I always talk about this game, because it's like it's sad the era we're in right now. You know what I mean? Where if I wasn't even on a win streak, if I fucking won 2 fights, let's just be real. If I won 2 fights and I was giving you guys this fucking show, doing all this shit, who would I get next? If I was really making some noise and be like, fuck this guy, I would probably fight the number 4 guy, because that's what it is now. But it's sad. Like, that's not why I got into this game. So, but I can sit back and respect it for the guys who do that shit, but I'll never do it. And if I do get overlooked, yeah, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, nobody in here can ever say I've been something different from the beginning to now.
And that means more to you than the belt and the money?
Way more to me.
Okay. Do you feel like you're the most deserving out of anybody in the welterweight roster to fight the title unifier, the winner?
Well, I'm not even in the ranking, so the number 2 guy deserves it. I can't say I deserve it. Why? I mean, like I keep saying, all I can do is just keep fighting. And if fucking, I don't know, if I'm go 10-0, 9-0, and I'm still not, considered, then something wrong. Like, all I can do is go in the cage and fight and show my body of work. And that's all I can do.
Thank you. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Junkie Nation, what's up?
Hey, Lorenz back here. Hey, Lorenz, K. Williams for Ken Chronicles Media. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
The fight prior to this one, it resulted in a no contest, and oftentimes that can change and sway the trajectory of, like, the goal at hand. How did you walk into tonight's match so rooted and grounded and able to execute?
Just knowing, like, for me, it's almost better that I fought him before, because I got to experience it. It didn't happen so fast. The dude did take me down, and he was just holding me. He wasn't trying to do anything, and I got to feel his full strength. I don't know, for me, I'll be more worried if we never fought, because now I don't know what you're bringing to the table. I gotta figure it out in the cage. But when we fought, and I felt him, I was like, I know what you got. You're not going to change from last July to now. There's no way. And if you do feel stronger, hopefully by this piss test that we both took, I'm going to find out why you feel stronger. You know what I mean? So for me, I already know what you have. And I think it was more so worried for him, because I wasn't tired. I felt strong. I was just like, you took me, I'm going to make you work. and we're gonna see who comes out on top. So this was just a big performance for me and the team for how it ended, and I could just put a stamp on that shit and send him off on his way.
And also, you know, when it comes to sports, you know, being animated and being real vocal, obviously that attracts people. Why do you steer away from that?
It's just not me. It's never been me. And at the end of the day, man, after, like I keep saying, after all this is over, I got to look at myself in the mirror and I got to show my kids, and they're going to see, you know what I mean? Like, I can't. How can I sit here and do all these antics and then turn around and tell my son, you got to be a standard, you know, like, I just can't do it, you know what I mean? So for me, I understand what comes with all that, the pros, but I also understand the cons, and I just can't do it.
Lorenz, amazing finish, completely electrified the crowd tonight. There's another welterweight fight that's going to open up the main card that people are expecting. That's going to be the fight that really electrifies the crowd. I'm curious what you would think about fighting one of those guys, Brennan Ward or Sabah Hamasi.
It's up to Bellator.
And what would be more important to you, to make a run at the title and keep that streak going, or maybe those fun action fights against those guys?
Like I said, man, with me, any fight that I'm going into, you know, I'm going in to not just make it exciting, but to win. And for me, it's not about making it exciting. I think it's just my style that I'm not forcing the exciting fight. I'm not going in like, oh, this is gonna be a big brawl, you know, and try to give the fans what they want. My style, I feel like the fans that I have drawn them just from my style. It's not a forced thing. It's just how I fight, you know. And you know, so no, I'm not necessarily looking in my head like, oh yeah, we got to have a firework fight. You know, I'm just looking at what Bellator brings to the table.
Right here. So I see you got the King hat on. Can you speak to your brand? Plug it one time.
Man, this brand, man. First of all, if you're even in the off-road industry, you already know about King Shocks. They've been rocking with me since I think 2016, man, and they're one of my best. They are my best sponsor, man. Family. They're not even a sponsor. I'm just gonna say family, and I've been lucky enough to be their first athlete, you know, and that's the off-road industry, and they've never had a fighter before me, you know, and now after me, now they're dabbling in the boxing and some boxing fighters, and I'm just pumped, man. It's just a good brand.
So this is a influencer-heavy world that we're living in. Mm-hmm. How do you go about branding yourself as a fighter, you know, in today's climate?
My thing is just doing stuff that I like. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get behind something that's not me, and I'm not gonna get behind something that I'm just gonna throw on for a fight and you'll never see me outside with it. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just placing myself with brands that I like, I truly like. You know what I mean? Even if I wasn't a part of that brand, I'll still be supporting that brand because it's something I like. So I'm really into off-road and those type of things, and you know, so the connection really helps, you know, and yeah, I just anything that I'm attached to, I genuinely like.
So after you scored the knockout, you climbed up on the stage, you know, you let that energy, that roar out. Mm-hmm. Describe that feeling, you know.
It's good, you know. I'm from Riverside, you know, and I don't know if you heard, but I was just screaming out Riverside. And, you know, we're not that far from my hometown. I would like to be a little closer, Pechanga. But this is my first time at fighting at the Forum. I've been to the Forum to watch fights and experience you know, watching the fights from a fan's aspect, you know, and it's a good energy, you know. So, you know, it felt good. It felt good. It felt real good.
Lorenz right here. Just one. We've talked about it, but it's been a few years. You know, Riverside does have that Sports Hall of Fame.
Yes.
You got a Bellator top contender. I mean,
Yes.
does your manager, does the coach, who do we write to about getting one more plaque up on that wall on Magnolia Avenue?
Man, we'll see, man. I just got to talk to the chief. You know, I'm real good friends with the chief of Riverside. So we'll see. Larry, we got to get me on that. We got to get me on that wall, baby.
I mean, when you talk about it, repping the city. I mean, obviously plenty of athletes come through, been there, honored over there. I mean, is that something to you that it's like, hey, one day driving by with your son, being able to say, hey, dad's right there? Is that something that means a lot to you? You, every fight, you got the bell always in your hair.
Man, it's funny because I watch fights from like Strikeforce when I first kind of hopped on the scene. And I had the big bell and it was dyed. And I remember like it was, I think it was Pat Miletich. But they all thought I was from Philly. They were like, yeah, he got that Philly bell and da-da-da. And, you know, but it's so gratifying to hear commentators that necessarily didn't know shit about Riverside. And each one of my fights, they're just like, they're like, you know, they're starting to know he's from Riverside. He's from, you know what I mean? So it's like goes from like them guessing what the hell the bell is to the progression of like now it's just like I feel like I branded, you know, I'm branded. I'm like, no, he's from Riverside. You know, that's like people are correcting other people like, no, it's a river, you know. So it feels good, man. Oh, one thing, sorry to get. Whoa, what the fuck is her name? Jenny 6'9". You're dumbass. You didn't put Riverside on the map. I have nobody that I know that even knows your music. Please show fucking respect to the other people that have done a lot for the city. You have not put it on the map. People knew what Riverside was before you. You wish Cardi B. Like, stop. That's it. Sorry. I had to get that off. I don't even know if you guys know who she is, but she was talking about how she put Riverside on the map, and she's like a Cardi B. Like, she's like the Wish version of, like, Cardi B. But, fuck. It irritated the shit out of me for so long, and I'm just happy I got that out.
Lorenz,
Okay.
last question over here in the corner over here.
There we go.
So, one thing I've realized about you and your team throughout your career is the fact that your team really rides with you. You've got a great team behind you. They put your best interest in front of everything and set up these fights and train you and bring out your true abilities.
Did they hire you?
What do you have to say about this team? And no, they did not. You know, I respect your team, man. You guys do a lot of great work.
No, man. I've been with Romy for a long time now, and it went from, you know, from me working with Romy and then bringing in Rick McCorkle, and now, you know, this is the first fight with Vince Guzman, and the good thing is all three of these guys have fucking known each other for so long, way before I came along. So the Kamar, I don't want to butcher that. What I was gonna say, the Kamar. Yeah, there you go. But it's just like they mesh real well, and like my strength conditioning coach Rick, he's an asshole. So I gotta watch who I bring in the circle because he's that guy that's like he's the asshole of the group. So I gotta watch who I bring. So it's working good. So they're really good, man. All right.